Hello, everybody. Today, I want to bring you two beautiful books that are really good to use this time of year around Thanksgiving. One of them is called Lulu and the Hunger Monster. Lulu and the Hunger Monster delivers a very important message at the right time, helping readers to recognize the problem of childhood hunger. Almost 1 in 7 children in the United States live in a hunger situation. We are lucky in our school to have access to Packs of Hope and other resources for our students who may be in a situation where they are going hungry. However, we don't always know about the children who suffer from this. This is a story about Lulu, whose mother has to fix their car so that she can work. The only thing that they can cut is their food budget. And at this time of year, with Thanksgiving and all the talk about food and Thanksgiving dinner and Thanksgiving lunch, which we truly enjoyed today, there are some of us in our school who are struggling to put food on the table. So I think this would be a really good book to start a discussion about what our students can do if they know of someone who is going hungry, or if they themselves have the hunger monster probing around in their tummy. This book really gives some great ideas about what you can do if you find out or you suspect that a friend or a student or even you are suffering from hunger. And one of the things that they suggested, if you know someone that might not always be getting enough food, invite them over to play. And then you can ask them to stay for lunch and dinner without making a big deal about it. Also, it is suggested to the kids, if they bring a snack to school, that maybe they could bring a little extra and share with a friend. We know that's been difficult with COVID, but now that some of those rules are relaxed, that might be something that our students could do. Or even just bring a snack and put it on the back table in a classroom where students who are hungry can avail themselves of that resource. Like Lulu in the story, the hunger monster is only visible to her. Even her best friend, Ava, doesn't realize that she is going hungry. One day, Lulu confides in Ava. And Ava, like a very good friend, takes her to a teacher who has a garden at the school. And he also knows about food banks and how Lulu and her mother can avail themselves of those resources. I hope you will share this book with your students. We need to have these conversations because we want our children to feel comfortable enough that they can come to us and say, no, I have that hunger monster probing around me. And he told me not ever to tell anyone. But the hunger monster might want everyone to keep quiet, but we can refuse to play that game. Share this book with your students. It's in the 3 through 5 book bucket for morning meetings. I'm sure if you're a K through 2 teacher, that any of the 3 through 5 teachers will be happy to share with you. The other book that I want to share with you, and I have shared this before, is Dictionary for a Better World. This book really emphasizes the power of one word. But today I want to share with you 3 words that are especially significant this time of year. The first one is gratitude. Now remember, in this book, written by Irene Latham and Charles Waters, two very prominent poets. A type of a poem is given, and also a quote and a little snippet of how that word has been important in the lives of one of the authors. And then there's a suggestion how to try expressing gratitude and what kind of results you might get from it. This poem on gratitude is an ode. And, you know, we often have to do poetry units for our students or with our students. And I think that this book would be a great book to use because it has every kind of poem in it. A beautiful example, but it's meaningful. And it really starts a conversation that so many of us would like to have with our students, but just don't know where to jump in and start it. One of the quotes in this is, "Turn your face toward the sun, the shadows fall behind you." Gratitude is an important thing for us to teach our children and for us to remember ourselves. The next poem is called Pause, P-A-U-S-E, pause. This is the poem that accompanies it. It's a limerick. My family may have its flaws, but once we together, we pause to give thanks and grace before it's a race to stuff food in our jaws. That's very appropriate for Thanksgiving, don't you think? And one of the ways that they tell you to try it is before sitting down to eat, go around the table and take a moment to say what you're thankful for. And the last poem in here is a Senryu poem. It's a Japanese type of poetry that's very much like a haiku. And it can employ very beautiful figurative language. This is called service. Helping hands fill plates with meat and potato peaks. Hope is gravy. And the quote that goes with it is, the heart that gives gathers. Again, something that's very appropriate for this time of year. And it gives us an opportunity to try service by serving in shelters and food pantries, and ask us to sign up for just one shift to see what it's like. I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope that you bring these books that bring home the real meaning of Thanksgiving to our students and to their families. If you need to borrow any book, remember that I have those available for you. We have them in the library, and we have most of these books in the book buckets for morning meetings. Thank you and happy Thanksgiving.